Hey, I'm Noggs, and this is Noggs House. Today we're going to talk about something you use every single day but probably don't think much about, your hands. Specifically, we're going to explore how our thumbs developed and how that led to humans becoming amazing tool makers. Let's start with your thumb. Go ahead and touch your thumb to your pinky finger. That's pretty easy, right? This ability is called having an opposable thumb. Opposable means your thumb can move and touch to work against your other fingers. Lots of animals have thumbs, but the human thumb is extra special. Our thumbs can reach further across our hand than other primates' thumbs. Primates are the animal group that includes monkeys, apes, and humans. We have a special muscle called the opponens pollicis. That's just a fancy name, and it's a muscle that lets your thumb move in all those amazing ways. This muscle gives us incredible precision. Precision means being very exact and careful when we want to pick up something tiny like a grain of rice. But we can also use a powerful grip when we need to hold something tight, like a baseball bat. Our thumbs let us do delicate work and strong work. Our special thumbs didn't appear overnight. They developed slowly over millions of years through evolution. Remember, that's the process where living things change bit by bit over huge amounts of time. Scientists have found fossils. Fossils are ancient bones and remains that have turned to stone of our early ancestors. One group called Australopithecus lived about 3.2 million years ago. Their thumbs were starting to get more like ours, but not quite there yet. Then came the Homo species around 2 million years ago. Homo just means human, and these were early humans that were more like us. Their thumbs kept getting better and better at gripping and manipulating things. Manipulating means moving and controlling objects. As thumbs got better, these early humans started using tools more and more. It's like the thumb and tools evolved together, each helping the other become more important. Having a good thumb was super important for making tools. Early stone tools weren't bought at a store. They had to be carefully crafted by hand. To make a stone tool, you need to hold one rock steady and hit it with another rock in just the right spot to chip off a sharp flake. This takes really good hand control, and the opposable thumb makes it possible. Without that thumb holding things just right, making sharp, useful tools would be almost impossible. Once the tools were made, the thumb was just as important for using them. Whether you're scraping meat off a bone, cracking open bones to get the nutritious marrow inside. Marrow is the soft fatty stuff in the middle of bones that's good to eat. Or cutting through tough animal hide. Hide is the skin of an animal. You need that precision grip that only a good thumb can give you. The combination of opposable thumbs and tools gave our ancestors huge advantage. An advantage means something that helps you do better than others. With tools, they could get food that other animals couldn't access. They could crack open nuts, dig up roots, and butcher animals much more efficiently. Butchering means cutting up an animal for food. Processing food, getting it ready to eat, was way easier with tools. Tools also helped with defense. Protection against dangerous animals. A sharp stone on a stick makes a pretty good weapon. Being able to make and use these tools meant our ancestors were more likely to survive and have children. Over time, the humans with the best thumbs and the best tool making skills were the most successful. Here's where it gets really interesting. Using your hands in complicated ways actually makes your brain work harder. Think about learning to tie your shoes or play an instrument. It takes brain power. As our ancestors used their hands more for detailed work like making tools, their brains had to grow and change to keep up. They needed to plan ahead. What kind of tool do I need? Solve problems. How do I chip this rock the right way? And remember techniques. How did I make that really good knife last time? This is called a feedback loop. The hands helped the brain get smarter, and the smarter brain figured out better ways to use the hands. Scientists have found a specific gene. A gene is a piece of DNA that controls how your body develops, called HACNS1. That's different in humans compared to other primates. This gene might have helped our hands become more skilled. Some scientists think this connection between hands and brains might have even helped humans develop language and art. It's all connected. Fast forward to about 10,000 BCE, that's 12,000 years ago, humans made another huge change. They stopped just hunting and gathering food and started farming. This is called the Neolithic Revolution. Neolithic means New Stone Age, and revolution means a really big change in how people live. Instead of moving around following animals and wild plants, people started staying in one place, planting crops and raising animals. This is called settled agriculture, staying in one spot to farm. But farming required totally different tools than hunting did. People needed tools for planting, harvesting, collecting crops when they're ready, clearing land, and processing grains. During the Neolithic period, people invented a new way of making stone tools. Instead of just chipping and flaking rocks, they started grinding and polishing them. Polished stone tools are stone tools that have been smoothed and sharpened by rubbing them against other stones, kind of like sharpening a knife. This made the tool sharper, stronger, and longer lasting than the older style of flake tools made just by chipping pieces off. The Paleolithic period, the old Stone Age before farming, had flake tools, but these new polished tools were a big improvement. Farmers needed special tools for their work. One important tool was the sickle, a curved blade made from sharp flint. Flint is a type of rock that chips into very sharp edges. Sickles were used for harvesting grains like wheat and barley, cutting through the stalks quickly. But just cutting grain isn't enough. You need to process it to make it into something you can eat, like flour. That's where grinding stones came in. People used saddle querns and millstones. These were basically flat stones with another stone on top that you rub back and forth to crush the grain into powder. It took a lot of work, but it turned hard grain into flour that could be made into bread. When people settled down, they needed to build houses and clear land for farming. This required heavy-duty tools. Polished stone axes were perfect for chopping down trees and clearing forests to make room for fields. These axes were much better than the older versions because the polished edge was sharper and stayed sharp longer. Another tool was the adze. It was a kind of like an axe, but the blade is turned sideways. Adzes were great for shaping wood, like carving out a log to make a bowl or smoothing timber, cut wood for building houses. With these tools, people could build more permanent structures instead of temporary shelters. The Neolithic toolkit was incredibly diverse. Diverse means having many different types. People had tools for just about everything. There were flint knives for cutting all sorts of things. Scrapers were used to clean animal hides and prepare them to make into leather for clothing and other items. Arrowheads made from flint became the standard for hunting. Almost everyone used them because they worked so well. People also had specialized tools for specific jobs. Bone tools were made from animal bones and used for sewing, weaving, and other detailed work. There were special implements. Implements just means tools that were used for pottery, shaping and decorating clay pots for storing food. Carpenters had their own set of tools for building. Construction workers had different tools for making houses. There was a tool for every job. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today at Nog's house. We've traveled through time to see how something as simple as our opposable thumb changed everything. From the first stone tools millions of years ago to the amazing variety of tools humans were using 10,000 years ago, our hands made it all possible. The thumb and the brain working together turned humans into incredible problem solvers and tool makers, true jacks of all trades, who could figure out how to do just about anything. But our story of human innovation isn't over yet. Next time we're going to talk about one of the most important discoveries humans ever made, fire. How did we learn to control it? What did it mean for cooking, warmth, and protection? And how did sitting around a fire change human society forever? I hope you'll come back and join me for that. See you next time.